Hello, good evening, very welcome everybody. Hope everyone is doing very well this evening. You're very welcome to lesson 8 in your diploma in graphic design. Quick yes, hello guys into question boxes. Make sure everybody out there can hear me nice and clear, excited. Hello everybody out there, I can hear you. Yeah, how you Liz as well. Okay, Jordan, Amina, Philip out there, Rebecca, Africala, Lisa, Candice, Tamina, Maja, lots and lots of people very excited to be here with us this evening. Very good guys. Good to see so many friendly, I was going to say names, probably faces. I'm sure you've got very friendly faces too. So today's a big one, guys. We're going to be talking about design specifically for the web this time, guys. Specifically for the web this time. So we're going to re-examine some of our elements and principles, but specifically, like I said, for screen, for digital, and for the web. Then in our next class, we're going to put these all into practice and create our mock-ups then in Photoshop in our next class. So we're going to be designing for screen and for web in Photoshop in our next class. And today we're going to go basically best practices to do that, guys, as well. Just very quickly, guys, let's get into the time of the year now, or the time of the lessons at least, Annie, where I really appreciate some feedback from everybody out there, from all my students out there. So I'm going to run a really quick poll now, just before we begin. I'm going to give myself time to take a quick sip of water here. Going to run a quick poll, okay? So just a little bit of feedback from you guys to help me sort of come up with better lessons and start teaching you guys in a better way as well. So I'm going to run a quick poll. Just take a second there on your screens to fill it out for myself. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a second there to fill in that for myself, guys. I'd appreciate it. Like I said, we're live educators over here, trying to constantly evolve and come up with better classes, better courses. So the feedback from you guys, for me especially, is really good, guys. So I'd appreciate it. Just a few more seconds there, and then we'll continue on. Thanks a million, guys. Lots of them coming through there as well. So thanks a million for all that. Close it down now in just a second, guys. Okay, nearly everyone there. Thanks a million. Everyone is voting away. Really appreciate it. Okay, guys, that'll do for now. Thanks a million for your feedback there. Like I said, it's for my own benefit. I do appreciate it. Help me to become a better educator for you guys out there too. So really appreciate it. Thanks a million, folks. So with all that in mind now, we will continue on. I appreciate that as well. Okay, so with all that in mind now, we're going to continue on. We're going to today be looking at our elements and our principles specifically for the web though, guys. Do we all remember our elements for the web first of all? Sorry guys, just having some technical issues there. My screen was waiting to catch up. We do remember our elements. We then remember our principles too as well, guys, specifically for the web as well. Just on a side note, guys, it's just been brought to my attention just literally there in the last half an hour or so. For anybody that was experiencing some audio issues with lesson 7, which is in your student area, that will be rectified very shortly. It was made to my attention. Seemed to have some gremlins with the lesson 7 recording, so that will be fixed for you very shortly, guys, so don't worry about that. Okay, so we're going to look at those, guys, and then finally, of course, don't forget to stay tuned to the end of the lesson. I get very excited about this because I love giving stuff away for free. It makes me feel like Santa Claus a little bit, especially when it's, of course, so beneficial to people out there too. So we will be giving away that very special lifetime membership to Shaw Academy at the end of the lesson. Lots of people I can see super excited out there, so fingers crossed and everything, guys. Okay, brilliant, guys, as am I. It's an absolutely fantastic prize. Obviously, you know, highly beneficial to everybody out there, so fingers crossed for everybody out there. With all that in mind, guys, going to be talking about web design today. So what is web design? We know what it is, I guess, but when you break it down, it's simply the task of designing web pages to be displayed over the World Wide Web. But what we're going to be focusing on today is this importance of our elements, of our color, of our layout, and generally our overall graphical appearance, guys. So that is web design. But I also want to introduce you to some more sort of advanced topics too, guys, today as well. Just to make you aware of them, to become better designers. This is something we look at a little bit more detail in our advanced course as well, guys. How many people out there have heard of the term usability? Just give me a yes if you've heard of the term usability out there. A few people have, okay, great, a few no's, a few yeses, okay, well, simply is this. Usability is the ease in use and learnability of a human-made object. Now, it could be anything. It could be a tool, it could be a machine, it could be a process, basically anything that a human interacts with. But when we talk about usability, we're talking about usability for the web and how we interact with websites. So that is the term usability. It's how we interact with it. So what is the usability of a website then? Well, web usability is the ease of use of a website. And as you see, some broad goals are the presentation of information and choices in a clear and concise way. You basically don't want any ambiguity, okay? You want the user to know where to go, where to click. You are guiding the user. As I said, guys, we're graphic designers. We are telling people where to go, what to read. We are directing them, okay? And you can understand why it's important. I mean, it's a necessary condition for survival. How many people out there have ever felt like my little guy on the screens here in front of them now when using a particular website or something? Many people out there have ever felt like this? Yeah, very often. So many times, very often. Hello, yeah, indeed, indeed. Well, guys, if a website is difficult to use, people will leave. If a homepage doesn't load properly, people will leave. You know, lots of things like, their first port of call is that if they get lost on a website or it's not working for them properly, people will leave, okay? So, there is a pattern here. Think of it this way, there's no such thing as a user reading a website manual or otherwise spending too much time trying to figure out your interface. So there's plenty of other websites available. So basically leaving is the first line of defense. And I think we'll all agree with that, won't we, Actually, a few people, what sort of websites do people tend to leave? Any experiences in this out there, actually, guys? Lots of people coming through government websites, a few people coming through there, yeah, Ryanair, some people coming through, okay, very good. Some shops, can't read that out there, Icarus, but thanks for that comment there as well. Cheap sites, any banking site, yeah, okay, yeah, exactly, yeah, you get the idea. So that's usability, guys, and why it is so important. Now, on the other hand, then, we have what is called user experience, or called UX for short as well. So, user experience then, this involves a person's behaviors or attitudes or emotions about using a particular product. Of course, again, guys, we're talking about for web and for screen. But, now, like I said, these terms might seem a little trivial, but they do make sense, and you need to be aware of them when you are especially designing for the screen as well. Like I said, they're quite advanced, and we will look at them in much more detail in our advanced course too, guys. But when it comes to the web, it's just very important to be aware of them. It is just very important to be aware of them too. Because as good old Steve Jobs said, design is not just what it looks like and feels like, design is how it works. This is a little bit like, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Basically, effective web design is judged by the users of the website, not by the website owners themselves, okay? And there's many factors that affect the usability of a website. It's not just about form or how good it looks, it is also about function. Okay, and how easy it is to use. Okay, so, websites that are not well designed or tend to perform poorly, they will have bad bounce rates and things like that, or they won't perform very well on Google Analytics. Okay, so we need to ask ourselves what makes good web design. So we're going to go on now and explore some principles that will make your website aesthetically pleasing, easy to use, engaging, and effective. Okay, so the first thing we need to consider, of course, is the purpose. Okay, what is the purpose of your website? So good web design always caters to the needs of the user. You need to ask yourself, are your visitors looking for information? Are they looking for entertainment, some type of interaction, maybe transact with your business? Okay, so each page of your website needs to have a clear and concise purpose. And to fulfill that specific need, in the best, most effective way possible. Does that make sense to everyone out there? Just give me a big yes if that sort of makes sense, or if people are as confused about that. Of course it makes sense. Of course it makes sense. Yeah. Okay, great. So a few things to consider. First thing first, communication. Whether we like it or not, guys, people on the web tend to want information quickly. So it's important to communicate clearly as well, and to make your information easy to read and easy to digest. I mean, would you agree with me with that statement? We tend to live in a sort of I won't say like a fast food sort of nation type of thing, but we want everything instantly. We want information straight away, and we don't want to spend too much time looking for it. So it's unfortunately the way it is going. Yeah, it's just bullet points as Carl as well. Yeah, indeed. So guys, some effective tactics tactics to include in your web design include obviously organizing your information. Using headlines and subheadlines could be as simple as that, or even simply using bullet points instead of long, windy sentences. And another one there, I'm not sure if it's an Irish term, or maybe you can correct me on this, but just cut out the waffle, okay? And for anybody that doesn't get that term, just means cut out all the superfluous information that you do not need, that the user does not need on that page, okay? Just, boil it down, guys, boil it down, all right? So with all that in mind, this is quite an interesting one now as well. Anybody out there heard of what we call F-pattern design? Just give me a yes or no if people have heard of this one. Just wondering about that. No, okay, lots of no's coming through. Okay, fair enough. Well, that's why you're here, guys. You're here to learn. So, basically what this is. Eye tracking studies have identified that people scan computer screens in an F pattern. So most of what people see is at the top and left of the screen, and the right side of the screen is rarely seen. So rather than us as designers trying to force the viewer's visual flow, effectively designed websites will work with the reader's natural behavior and display information in order of importance. So from left to right and top to bottom. Now guys, don't get me wrong, I do appreciate there is some cultural differences, whether you read from left to right or right from left, but the same principles apply, okay? So bear with me, the same principles apply. So think of it this way, F stands for fast, because that's how users will read your precious content. In a few seconds, our eyes, and you would agree with me here, they move at quite amazing speeds across websites and across words in a pattern that's very different from what we, say, learned in school. So users first read in that horizontal movement, usually across the upper part of the content. So this forms the initial top bar of the F. Next, users will move down to form the middle bar there, or the shorter bar there down, and then finally they'll scan down from top to bottom down the page. So this forms the F's stem. Now guys, don't get me wrong, obviously there are some exceptions. However, generally these reading patterns have been followed on the web, alright? So like I said guys, these are just some things to be aware of when we are designing and laying out our content for the web. So let's go on now and examine some of our elements and principles as we apply them to the web. A couple of people asked me, by the way, just before I move on, this is what we call a heat map. So I have a heat map here. And again, the heat map represents where people view most. And you can see, to me, that definitely looks like an F. I don't know about you guys, but to me, that definitely rings true. It looks like an F to me. Not sure if you agree or not. You do? Yeah, okay. Very good, very good. Okay. So, we're going to go on now and talk about some of our elements and principles. So, first thing, probably one of the most important ones, and one of the most important elements, as we know by now, is, of course, color. And we remember all the back from lesson 2 and lesson 5 as well, guys, our good old color wheel here too. So in graphic and web design, we really must consider the colors used in design to set the right mood and to create that deliberate feel that supports the information within the design. But most design projects will use maybe 2 to 4 colors. They'll have a main color, they'll then have a secondary color, and then they may have 1 or 2 accent colors. So if you choose a main color for your project that maybe matches the mood of the product or of your service, you can then use maybe the color wheel to help you choose harmonious secondary and accent colors. Okay? So, and again guys, we're going to go through now some of the most popular color combinations. The most popular color combinations are monochrome or monochromatic, complementary, split complementary, analogous and triad. Okay, we'll go through those now in just a second. So when choosing colors for your project, you need to consider the business and of course then the target audience as well. So select colors that will be appealing and harmonious. Okay, and don't forget guys, quick one for you too, when we're designing for the web, of course, what color system are we using? Any ideas on this one guys? What color system are we using? RGB says Nikki Hayes Cormac, RGB, yeah of course. RGB for screen, CMYK for print. We are designing in red, green and blue RGB. And generally, just as a rule of thumb as well, RGB will always look much more vibrant, okay, than say in print. On the screen it will look more vibrant, so just be aware of that too. So, another quick question for everyone out there. What happens when you add white to a color? Do you know what that term is called when you add white to a color? I know it obviously gets lighter, okay? Who's that? S. Glickman, get a tint, very quick, very, very good. You do is get it called a tint. When you add black to a color, you get what is called a shade. So the more white you add, you get a tint, it gets lighter. The more black you add, you get what is called a shade, and it gets darker. Simple as that. So here's a bit more of a complete color wheel now, with a lot more sort of primary, secondary, and tertiary colors, along with each of their tints and shades. Now, obviously, there's hundreds more, but I've sort of broken it down just for display purposes here as well. So now that you see how these pieces fit together, we'll talk about some color harmonies and combinations that people find aesthetically pleasing. Okay, so the first one, and probably the simplest one to understand, is of course monochromatic. This is by far, like I said, the easiest color harmony to understand, because it represents a single color and all of its iterations all the way from white to black, just like you see in front of you. Now, like I said, there will be even many, many more of these, but I sort of just couldn't be bothered drawing them all out. Okay, but you get the idea, guys, alright? So you'll start with a single color, say in the middle here, add some white and add some black, and then you end up with a monochromatic color system like this. Like I said, it's very easy to use because everything will go together. Nothing is going to clash, okay? And it's a good way to start off with. And to be honest, it can be quite a sophisticated scheme too, if applied quite well. But then if you want to maybe add in a little bit more interest to it too, we can of course move on then to our complementary color systems. Now remember our complementary colors from lesson 2 as well, guys, and even lesson 5 when we talked about our logos. So complementary colors, they sit opposite each other on the color wheel. So here we have our blue, here we have our red to our orange. So this directly opposite, guys. So these are complementary. Again, you see these used quite a lot in animations. I'm thinking lately, I think I saw a movie poster, was it The Life of Pets or something like that, uses this sort of color system. You'll see Disney and Pixar, those guys, using these color systems quite a lot because they're quite vibrant, okay? They're very, very vibrant as well. But just a quick one for you as well, guys. I'm just going to see if this works here. A quick little tip for you too. Try not to, just going to see if I can draw here. If you're, say, using a very dark shade of your blue here, for example, if you can see my little pen drawing there, hope you can. Don't go for a very dark shade of your complementary too, okay? Don't go for a very dark shade of that. I'd always match maybe a shade with a tint, okay? Because you're going to get much stronger contrast. Is that making sense to people? You can see me drawing there. So match a shade with a tint in either or. You can use a few of each, but just make sure that you have enough contrast, you know, so that your text and things like that will stand out as well. So that's our complementary. Quite an easy one to work with too. If you get a little bit more complex then, we have what is called our split complementary color systems. And these are just what they sound like. When you basically split the complementary. So we had our blue, and then we just split that complementary to either side. We're now getting into our more sort of pinks and our oranges over here. So it's the colors that sit directly beside each other on your actual complementary. Pretty straightforward as well. Again, can be a little bit more trickier to use as well. You don't want it to end up looking too much like a rainbow, unless that's what you go for. For example, I would have seen a lot of sort of baby care websites, maybe websites aimed at more females, using lots of sort of tints of these colors, of these colors together. Because women in general do find our tints more appealing, whereas men find the shades. Men find the shades, the darker shades, more appealing. But again, just be aware to have enough contrast, guys. That's very, very, very important. Okay? And one of my favorites to use, and I think probably, again, one of the most sophisticated, to be honest with you, once you master it and get the hang of it, is what we call analogous colours. Sometimes called adjacent colours as well. And they're called that because they sit beside each other on the colour wheel. Okay, they sit right beside each other, adjacent to each other on the colour wheel. We call them analogous colour systems too. They're basically created when you pair any two or more colours that are right next to each other. Now again, I really like working in this system. Again, you're not really going to get too many colours that jar or that clash too much. But again, if used well, it can be quite sophisticated. I think it's quite a sophisticated colour system that we can use too as well. Okay? And Miranda says, that's my favourite. I prefer this one, says Lama. Actually, lots of people saying they must prefer this system. Interesting, yeah. You must be all very sophisticated people out there. Hope you are. Okay, moving on then. Finally then, we have our triads, okay? And again, Triads are basically any three colors that are equally distant on the color wheel. So you can see here I've got three colors between each of them. They're equally distant. If you draw a sort of triangle, they're equally distant on the color wheel as well. Okay. Again, can be used. You see these quite used a little more prevalently in sort of in advertising based at children, for example, and things like that too. Quite a sort of a happy feel to them, if you know what I mean. Okay. Excuse me, guys, sorry about that. Now, like I said, when using vibrant colors, though, guys, just a word of warning, vibrant colors do tend to create emotion. Okay, so that you should be used sparingly, for example, for things like buttons, maybe for calls to actions as well. Okay, so just to be aware of that too. And we're going to talk about space, or negative space, now in a few minutes too. And this is extremely important in giving your website a modern, uncluttered look too. So, are we happy so far with our color systems? Yeah? Any questions on that so far? I think everyone is okay with that. Yep, definitely. Yeah, okay, perfect, great. So, let's move on. So in web design then, colors can be used, as we said, to create contrast and areas of emphasis. So it sets a focal point within a composition. For example, this is quite a dull, boring sort of layout here in front of us now. What happens when we add a lighter area to it? Okay, our eye is immediately drawn to that lighter area, and now it's telling us this is the most important part of that design. This is where the most important information is on this page. Okay, so that's what happens when you add that lighter area to a darker background. It's the first place that the eye goes to. Alright, by the way, it works in reverse too. If you do a lighter background and add a darker area, it will work that way around as well. But again, maybe we'll add a little bit more. Okay, if I add another lighter area, your eye is drawn to this again. Okay, do you agree with that? I think so, yeah. Our eye is immediately drawn to that. So we're adding further emphasis. We as designers are telling the viewer where to look as well. Alright. So as you can see, we're using color to create that emphasis. And if used cleverly then as well, even using tints and shades of colors, I can add a sense of depth. Say my shelf here, just tints and shades of white basically. Add a sense of depth. Even little bits of gradient, which look very well on screen. Not so much when printed, but on screen they can look very, very effective to give that sense of movement and to give that sense of depth as well. So guys, colors set a mood and they create a contrast, and like I said, even add depth and even give the reflections of illusions and shadows and things like that too. So, but like I said, the main point is you can use colors to create visual areas of emphasis within your design. So very, very important. Now, the next thing then is texture, guys. Now, texture, when used effectively, can definitely give your design depth. It has a very distinctive characteristic, makes them more tactile. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a trend of sort of what we call flat design. That's something we look at in part 2 of this course, flat design, that purposely ignores texture. But even so, understanding how texture works can really help you create designs that are more visually interesting, more compelling. Okay, so if I was to ask you left or right, which one is your favorite here, guys? Left or right, everyone coming through there. I have about, yeah. I say about 95% people are saying right. So whether we like it or not, people do prefer that sense of texture. A few people saying left, that's fair enough. But most people out there saying right as well. Because, you know, textures can be used in a variety of ways. Again, to help emphasize a focal point in your layout. Or they can be used even more subtly. If you look at things like our little leaves here, little sense of texture on that, our buttons, even our water drop, all those different areas just to, you know, draw in the user. It really brings the user into your environment. Okay? So again, guys, when used effectively, it will definitely boost your designs and make your designs just essentially better. Simple as that. Now, repetition again. One of our principles again that we looked at in lesson 2. Another fantastic way even to use shapes in web design is with repetition. Because when you repeat similar shapes, it really creates this sense of harmony or unity in your designs. So where's the repetition of shapes here, do you reckon, guys? Okay, a few people coming through the text. Okay, yeah, coming through that. The flowers, the text boxes, drop of water, leaves. Yeah, lots of ideas over here. We have our little icons that we're using for our buttons. Our learn more buttons are obviously all the same size, the same shape, the same color. Even my text is repeated in the actual dimensions of the paragraph, guys. Even our bullet points down here. Use repetition. It ties everything together, guys. Okay, because like I said, and again, it tells the user, you know, everything is working together, everything is in harmony, all right? And finally then, guys, space. This is one of the most defining elements of any professionally designed site, or any not just website, professionally designed piece of anything, okay? The use of space. Now, when we talk about space, space is any area that doesn't contain text or graphics. Okay, it doesn't need to be white, by the way. Sometimes people call it white space. It just has to be empty. Because what amateurs do, amateurs cram their websites full of text and images. They're all jostling together, okay? But designers use white space to separate elements. And in designer speak, give them room to breathe. So trust me, if you take a look at about any professional website, even notoriously rich ones like Amazon or things like that, they're still using white space is used quite well. Okay, it makes the page more pleasing. And if you want to be a little bit more mercenary about it, we can also guide the user's eye to the parts where you want them to pay attention. So it could be, for example, a click here button or a register here or sign up here button. If you surround that in lots of space, trust me, the user's eye will be guided towards that. All right? So guys, don't be afraid of using white space in your layouts, and you know, like above all, remember that space gives the eyes a chance to rest between your objects and really help viewers understand which parts of the designs are important and which ones aren't, basically, okay? Dipali says, white space is your best friend for a designer. Indeed, indeed, I could not agree more, could not agree more. Okay. So everybody happy there so far? Any questions now before we move on? I think everyone seems to be getting on okay with that so far. And sophistication, says Jordan, out there too, indeed. Rachel is asking, can there be an awkward amount of white space, such as too much? Rachel, put it this way, too much is much better than too little. It depends. If it's balanced and laid out correctly, there shouldn't be an issue, okay? But trust me, always err on that side. Space can be any color, Melissa's asking. Yes, Melissa, it doesn't have to be white, it just means empty area. So without text or graphics, it could be black, white, purple, grey. It doesn't matter as long as it's not, you know, bulked up with other elements, okay? Alright guys, so let's move on now. Just a second now as well. Someone asking about what is the correct sizes in designing for web. We're going to be looking at that in lesson 9 as well, Julia, where we're looking at what we call 960 pixel grids. So generally when designing for web, we work in grid systems called 960 pixels. They're 960 pixels across, basically. But we will be looking at much more detail in lesson 9 as well, Julia. Okay? So I won't spend too long on this, guys, because we looked at it there, the lesson 7. And like I said, just to repeat for anybody that missed at the start of the lesson, I have heard there was some audio issues, and in the student area recording, they will be rectified by tomorrow, guys. So don't worry about that. If anyone's having issues, you cancel, catch up, and it will be rectified as soon as possible. All right. So typography then, choosing and using web fonts. Now, in web design, basically, we generally reserve serif fonts for headlines. So you can see from the screen there, if using serif fonts, reserve them for headlines. Because at smaller sizes, they become hard to read. You know, and body text then should be generally sans serif. If you want to go old school, like Arial, Verdana, they're oldies, but they're goodies, they work perfectly fine. Okay? And again, for ideal font size, for easy reading online, it's generally around 16 pixels or so, give or take pixels. And again, when we're designing for the web, of course, our measurements are in pixels, not in points, as if we were designing for print. When we're designing for the web, we are measuring ourselves in pixels. But a few tips, guys. Try to stick to a maximum of 3 typefaces, even 2 or even 1 if you can get away with it. Flat design, for example, uses generally just 1 typeface and different weights of it. And then 3 point sizes, you know, just to keep your design streamlined, or else it's going to start looking too cluttered. So maybe 1 size for headings, 1 size for subheadings, and then 1 final size then for your body text. But a few things I want to make you aware of as well. Typography for the web was very limited up until recently, and thankfully we've now had the introduction of web fonts as well. But I want to go through that in just a second as well. But a few things to remember with our typography for the web. Just a second now. Amparo was asking if we want some special font, can I have this as an image? You can save an image of a font, for example, and save a graphic and put it in, but this is generally bad practice because then search engines won't be able to pick this up, Amparo. But you can do it. It could be simply for a heading or a logo or something is fine, okay, but not for paragraphs of text, okay? So, font choices then. Basically, as you know by now, different types of fonts say different things about a design. So some are modern, some are retro, some are a little bit traditional, more old school. So just make sure you're using the right one for the job, okay? Font sizes then. Interestingly enough, years ago it was trendy to have quite really small text. You know, it was considered quite cool and quite fashionable. Happily these days, people have started to realize that text is meant to be read and not just looked at. So make sure your text sizes are consistent and large enough to be read. And again, proportioned well as well. Proportional with your subheadings and headings as well. Spacing then, as we move down, as discussed, you know, spacing between lines and away from other objects is important. Okay, so definitely give it enough spacing as well, and we looked at that the last or two. So make sure there's enough spacing between your letterings as well. When we looked at line length, you won't have as much control over line length for the web as you will for print. And there's no hard and fast rule, but just remember this, don't have them too short or too long. Otherwise, they simply become difficult to read. Alright, as simple as that. When I talk about colour then, when I talk about colour, I'm more or less talking about contrast more than colour, to be honest with you. Because one of my own worst habits when I was starting off in design was making really low contrast text. Say I could have maybe like a light grey background like you see on your screens in front of you, and I might have some white text in. Now it looked quite trendy, looked quite cool. Again, but it was failing as design because people were finding it difficult to read. So when I talk about colour, you know, I'm generally talking about contrast as well, guys. So make sure there's enough contrast. And again, paragraphing then, again, you won't have as much control on the web, but try to make them nice sizes, evenly spaced, if at all you can. Like I said, if we saw from the examples there, we just find it more pleasing as well. Okay, my final point, you think I'm messing, I'm actually not, I'm deadly serious, guys. Don't use Comic Sans ever. Alright, you know, back in the good old days when desktop publishing began, suddenly, you know, the local vicar and your local solicitor, everybody on earth started using Comic Sans. It became overused, it became terrible. It just looks amateurish and it will just mess it up. Alright, it's as simple as that. And again, you know, limit the number of fonts you use, guys. I would suggest no more than 3 per page, and even 3 at a stretch. I would even go as far as 2, to be honest with you. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Well, that's our typography. But I want to make you aware of something too that people sometimes fall into a trap of. Do people out there know the differences between web-safe fonts and web fonts? I suppose some of our web designers probably will, but just to make you aware of them before we move on. There is differences between what we call web-safe fonts and web fonts. Okay, and we'll discuss strategies then after this for combining our fonts in just a second too. But just to make you aware of the differences in these, okay? Basically, web fonts, these must be cross-platform. What this means, or web-safe fonts, excuse me, web-safe fonts must be cross-platform. What this means is they need to be already installed on a visitor's device. So this could be your computer, your tablet, your smartphone, whatever it is, your web-safe fonts are already installed on that device. And since there's sort of different fonts installed on even Macs and PCs, the list of web-safe fonts is actually quite small. And to give you an idea of the basic web-safe fonts that you find on most people's machines, these are your generic ones that you'll find on people's machines generally. Now, you can see from here, this seems like a lot there, but if these are being used commonly over and over and over again, over thousands, millions, if not billions of websites at this stage, it will start to feel quite stifling, okay? But these are web-safe fonts. These are already on your visitor's device, okay? So it means if you use these on your website, they're going to look the exact same then on your visitor's device, all right? As simple as that. But thankfully, thankfully now over the last couple of years, and even with the advent of Google fonts and things like that, we have now what are called web fonts. Now, web fonts are quite a bit different from web safe fonts, okay? The difference is they're platform independent. And this means they do not need to be installed on a visitor's device. And even better news for us as designers is that there are hundreds of options for you to choose from. So you can basically more easily express yourself with a particular font. And when you get time, everybody, I do encourage you, just go into Google and Google fonts, if you will, okay? That will bring you through to their website and you'll see all the list of web fonts that you can use and are safe to use, and will actually even do some font pairing for you too. So it's a good little exercise when you're starting off too, just to give you a couple of ideas as well, guys, okay? Okay, so now just before I move on, is everyone clear on that now? Just before we move on as well, just making sure everyone understands that. Yeah, it's just to understand it really. To be honest with you, we're fine working with web fonts now. We're happy enough with them, guys. Okay, great. So, moving on to font pairing again, I won't spend too long, but like I said the last day, the simplest way to pair fonts effectively is with contrast. Okay, here you can see this is actually some of Google fonts. We have bitter on top there, so we've bitter, which is quite heavy, and I've paired it there with railway, which is quite light, and I think they sit well together. Again, if you look at things like our X height, so look at our W's, our I's, our things there, they're quite the same height as well, in the same sizes, so I know they are going to work quite well together as well. So there's good, strong contrast between them. And even if you want to play around a bit, I wouldn't go too mad with this, but just for demonstration purposes, I've paired Clicker, which is again another Google font, with Garment. So Clicker is obviously very curvy, okay, with Garment then, which is a bit more old school, quite straight then as well. Obviously, I wouldn't go using Clicker, in my paragraph text, but maybe for some small headings and things like that, depending on your product or your service, it might work quite well. But like I said, guys, it's all about that contrast as well. It's all about that contrast as well, and depending on the message that you're trying to get across. Christopher Elsa says, I love that Clicker font. Okay, brilliant. Okay, excellent. Amparo was asking what font is Clicker. It is actually called Clicker. That is the actual name of the font for anybody wondering. So again, for anybody wondering, we have Bitter. That is the name of the font. We have Railway is the name of this font. We have Clicker and we have Garmin there. But like what I'm trying to get across to you guys, it's all about that contrast. Okay, all about that contrast. All right. Sorry guys, just going to take a quick sip of water there before we continue. Okay, and moving on now again. So here we are, images. Again, there's some sort of cliches here, guys, but there's a cliche that pictures speak 1,000 words, and it does. It does, as simple as that. But choosing the right images for your website will help with your, for one, a few different things, with your brand positioning and connecting with your target audience as well, guys. But a few things to consider here as well. If you don't have, say, high quality professional photos on hand. Now, for example, any design project, as often as I can at least, I will actually take, if there's photos that I need, I will generally try and take those photos myself, if at all I can. So whether it's for print, for web, whatever it is, I'll always try to take those photos myself, because I know what I am looking for, I know what will work, and I know they're all going to look like they belong to each other, okay, like they belong from the same shoot, if it were. But, like I said, if you don't have high quality professional photos to hand, you can consider purchasing some stock images then, or some stock photos as well, just to lift the look of your website. But a little tip here, what I do if I have to use maybe other people's images or even maybe some stock images, what I tend to do, a little tip, is I will always bring them into Photoshop and maybe treat them in such a way. What I mean by that, it could be as simple as making them black and white or applying some sort of sepia tone or some sort of filter, so that at least when they go onto your website page, or it could be a printed page, it doesn't matter, at least they will look coherent, as if they belong together from the same, from the same sort of shoot. Okay, so again, you're not creating that jarring effect. Other things to consider then as well are things like infographics. I get a lot of people asking me about these. And again, that's something we look at in part 2 in the advanced course, infographics. So consider using infographics as well. They're becoming extremely popular online because they're easy to share. And infographics basically display information in a very easy to read and digest manner as well. So they're becoming extremely popular. We have sort of videos and graphics then can be effective in communicating instead of written text, but in saying this, I would avoid images that move, or those sort of flickering GIFs and things like that. Please avoid those. I have seen some nice movement on web pages, but it needs to be executed with a lot of skill. Okay, if it's not executed well, it's just going to look a little bit tacky, to be honest with you. So it needs to be done with a lot of skill as well. And generally, it's as simple as this. Studies show that viewers much prefer websites that keep still. Okay, so if using video or that type of thing, just use it correctly. Don't go too mad with that. And a bit of taste, guys. Let your eye be your guide as well. But one thing to consider as well is don't use images simply as a way to fill up space, because visitors will pick up on this immediately and they're going to lose interest in your page. So instead, only use images that communicate useful information. So if it's maybe to illustrating accompanying text, or maybe explaining something about a product or a service being described, okay? As I said, guys, it's a little bit going back to the white space issue. Don't just fill it up for the sake of filling it up or putting in images just because you think it might look cool, if it doesn't have anything to do with the subject matter as well, guys, okay? Okay, guys, so everyone clear on that so far? Emily Morrison says great advice. Yeah, and again, guys, like I'm sort of teaching as much as I can here, but you need to let your eye be your guide too, and just let a little bit of common sense. I said it all the way back in lesson 1, guys. Common sense goes a long, long way in design. It really, really does. So a few things now just before we finish up, and before, of course, I know people are still typing in frantically wondering when I'm going to announce our winner of our competition. I will get that as soon as I can, guys, but of course education is first here as well. While I love giving stuff away, the education is primary here first, guys, so we will get to it in just a few minutes as well, okay? Okay. So our next principle then, one to consider, and this definitely creates or contributes to creating successful and effective websites, is what we call visual hierarchy. So visual hierarchy simply is the order or sequence in which our eye moves and perceives the things that it sees. So when it comes to a web page, the visual hierarchy can be referred to as sequence in which our eye moves from one topic to another topic to another topic. Or it could be an image or a content block, whatever it is. So us as designers, we need to first identify in order of importance the various topics, and then place them in such a way that the visitors first view what is most important, and then move on to the next ones in a hierarchical manner. Again, you could tie this in with your F layout, for example, too. But, if I was to simply ask you, quick test, which of the circles is the most important on the screen there? Which one is the most important? Simple as that, if we're going through red, yeah. Why is red the most important on the screen? Because I am, as the designer, am telling you to look there first. I am telling you that that is the most important piece of information on that page, even though you don't even know anything about that. For example, if I had that all in text, in different colored text, you would still know that is the most important piece of information on the page without even reading it. Okay, so that's it, guys. It is simple as that. I am telling you that is the most important. Okay. And there's another few other ways you can do it as well, excuse me, guys. Sorry about that little frog in my throat there. There's one other way that we can do as well. So that's visual hierarchy when it comes to size. There's one further way then we can do it as well, and it is called content hierarchy too. Okay, so content hierarchy then, besides the hierarchy of size, which by the way generally is one of the best ways to create the order of importance. If you look at any Apple web page, for example, they've got huge big images of their products, they're the most important things on the page. It's a good one to go off actually. But another way to incorporate this principle is by creating a hierarchy of content. So how you do this is you can simply place content in such a way that the human eye first travels to that content and knows it's the most important. So that content could be anything like maybe your business objectives or the purpose of your site or whatever it is. Maybe it could be something you're selling. Whatever it is, we can again guide the eye with that sort of content hierarchy as well, guys. Okay? Okay, so yeah, very good. Lots of comments on the images here we use as well. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, guys, let's skip through now. There was a good bit of information there again, guys, but don't worry, you'll have your toolkits there. You can go back over this in your own time too as well, guys. So a lot of information there, just making sure I went through everything that I was supposed to go through. So we initially, of course, looked at what web design is. We looked at the importance of usability, effective communication, looked at our F layout and our F pattern design, color systems for the web, our elements and principles when it comes to designing for the web, typography, the importance of images, and then finally our hierarchy too as well. So people are still, lots of people type again, going absolutely nuts. If, by the way, guys, excuse me, I have to say, if I'm missing people's or some people's questions in the box, it's because so many of you are typing in wondering about the prize I'm about to give away right now. So please bear with me and we will get there, guys. So it is competition time, everybody. It is competition time. Everybody excited? Everybody excited? Okay. Like I said, guys, okay, just give me a second here, please. Will you just take a sip of water? I'm getting a little bit out of breath here as we speak. Oh, okay, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, folks. Well, like I said, inundate with phone calls, emails, all about this. I know most of you have been excited about this competition all the back since lesson one. Like I said, asking huge amounts of questions about the membership since we announced the competition. Well, for one lucky person here today, we are giving you the gift of lifetime education, alright? But before the drum roll starts, because people have been asking about it while everyone is here, I just want to quickly go through what exactly it entails. Just make sure everybody knows what exactly you are about to win, or one of you out there is just about to win. So let's see. Let's have a quick look, everyone, first. First thing is first, you're obviously going to get access to our advanced graphic design program, part 2 of my close to my heart, I won't lie, my advanced graphic design program. With that, you get access to absolutely everything else at Shaw Academy. Every course, both foundation and advanced, guys. And our advanced courses are really the pinnacle, guys. These are where students really shine. But not just that, access to everything. No matter what you're interested in, complete access to absolutely everything in that. Like I said, the Advanced Graphic Design Program, definitely the one that I am most proud of here. You can call me biased if you want, but I did create it, so I'm obviously very proud of it. But this is what you can expect in your Advanced Graphic Design Program, guys. As I said, the Shaw Academy Lifetime Membership includes our advanced graphic design program, but lifetime access to every other course too, and a lifetime of support from myself and of course the design support team here that I know a lot of you have already been in touch with as well. Basically, it's a support mechanism too that you can always return to as your designs develop, essentially, And, as you know by now, guys, everyone here knows that the best way to learn any subject is in a structured and supported educational environment. And if you have that, you're always going to move forward. You're always going to progress. So what we do on our foundation course, like everyone is on here right now, is we teach you the basic concepts and basic skills. And we've learned a lot so far, and we're not even finished yet. I'm looking forward to next week's classes too. For example, I know a lot of people here you're coming from varying backgrounds. We have a few complete beginners out there, complete newbies, to people with a little bit more experience. And I know that from chatting to you as well, guys. But regardless of your background, I'm going to ask you this, guys. Regardless of your background, has everyone here learned more than you thought you would so far? Give you a big yes if you've learned a little bit more than you actually thought you would so far, regardless of your background or your skills. Yes, Florence, Andrew, Wilney, yes, 100%, yes, definitely, lots more than I thought I would. Brilliant, brilliant, guys. Well, guys, that's what I am most proud of, to be able to develop and teach everyone the same skills in, what I hope at least was sort of fun and quite accessible. It's all about teaching in an accessible way as well. So guys, I want to show you who are, you guys out there, I want to show you who are serious about design, just how serious I am about teaching design as well. So like I said, we teach the basic skills on the foundation course, but what I call the AGD, the Advanced Graphic Design course, is basically, it teaches you how to build and develop these skills. So you can get out there and you can practice your own design and just move on and progress to a much more advanced level. But the thing is, it's like this too. Don't be, confused by that, because whether design, it could be just your passion, or you might have ambitions to get out there and work professionally or semi-professionally. And interesting, guys, actually just looking at some of the results from your poll there, it's quite an interesting, all the across the board is quite even. A lot of people out there want to become full-time or professionals, a lot of people want to take on projects, but a lot of people simply want to just progress in the subject it's love. And those stats that you came through with me there a while ago are really quite interesting. Well, that's the thing, guys, This is the aim of this. This is the aim of this. So whether you have ambitions to become professional, semi-professional, simply to upskill, or whether you just like playing around with the programs, the same skills are applicable to everyone in every area of design. So the AGD will help you master that craft. Gives you the knowledge and skills to develop those skills. And it's a natural progression from here. You're on the part 1, the foundation course. The AGD is a natural progression from this foundation course to proceed on and to fast track that learning as well. You've learned a huge amount in 4 weeks, and another 12 weeks, guys, you can imagine how much more you're going to learn. Fast track that learning, because that's basically what I do for my students. I break down and summarize my 20 odd years of design education experience to make it accessible and achievable for each and every one of you out there as well. So that's it, guys. Don't be put off with whatever area you're into or want to work in. I can teach you the skills applicable to that as well. And like I said, I'm passionate about things. The things I'm passionate about, I practice. I'm passionate about music, guitar. I practice my guitar. Doesn't mean I'm going to or want to play in Wembley, but it doesn't mean I don't love the subject any more or less than anybody else. So it's simple as that. I still want to learn the same skills as Jimmy Page out there as well, and all those guys, okay? So guys, this is it, I'm not happy with learning the basic skills on the guitar. Are people out there happy with learning the basic skills of design? Are you happy that you're the designer now? Anybody out there think they are happy with what they've learned? Well, you're obviously happy with what you've learned, but you think you can go out there and be a graphic designer right now? No need more food, says Carvin out there. Not there yet, okay. Or even to produce work at a level you would like to. Now, you guys are progressing brilliantly. Look at your work on Facebook and Twitter. You're progressing brilliantly. But imagine how much more you're going to progress. And even look at our Facebook and Twitter for our advanced students. Look at some of their work. They are exactly where you are right now as well, guys. So the proof is in the pudding, guys. The proof is in the pudding, all right? Like I said, I'm incredibly proud of this course. I developed it from scratch. I teach with passion, just like I do here. Like I said, and it's just to, fast track you to those results that I know each and every one of you here can do. And like that, the lucky winner is not just going to get that and the benefit of myself and all my experience, obviously going to get access to everything else. So I remember back in lesson 1, I encouraged you to take up photography too. All good designers need to have an understanding of photography. Maybe go more specialized in Photoshop. If web design is your bag, have a look at that. Maybe you want to get into some motion graphics, some video. It is all here for you. Everything here you could possibly want, guys, and access to everything else. Everything else. Maybe you like nutrition. Maybe you like, investment. Maybe you like cookery. Everything is there for you guys as well at Shaw Academy. So simply put, it's every single course, past, future and present as well, guys, all wound up. So here we have it now. I was stalling there for a second, guys, you might have noticed, because I had to wait for the clock to tick over so that everyone was registered for tonight. So we do now have the lucky winner. I've just been told the lucky winner there. Prize support, guys. And again, a big shout out there to Will and to Naveen out there as well, guys, helping you with your questions here too, guys. So big thank you to them as well, okay? So guys, the very, very lucky winner is... Okay, give me a second here. Do we have drum rolls, everybody? Do we have drum rolls? The very lucky winner out there is Liz. Is Liz out there? Do we have Liz Clay? Is Liz Clay out there? Give me a shout out, Liz, if you're there. A yes or no, Liz, if you're out there. Please, Liz. Liz, oh, just a second. I am, Liz. Liz says I am. Okay. Liz, I'm not sure if this is going to work. I'm just going to try and unmute you for a second. So you're going to be live on the air. Please don't curse. Okay, I'm going to see if I can unmute you. Can you hear me, Liz? Hello, Liz? Okay, not sure if Liz has a microphone there. I mean, we'll try and get back to Liz in just a second as well. But congratulations, Liz. Okay, there's a huge amount of congratulations coming through there for you. Okay, and lots of congratulations coming through. So like I said, either your microphone didn't work or you're just stunned into silence. You might try and have a chat in a minute or two as well, guys, okay? You might try and have a chat, but you're getting very, very excited people coming through there for you. Okay, guys. Well, like I said, Liz just won this fantastic prize. An amazing membership. I mean, by the way, anyone out there can become a member. By the way, Liz is just one for life there, by the way, guys. Anybody can become a member and do any of these courses, especially our advanced courses. This is on a monthly basis, okay? And if you want to, you can become a member for the price you see on the screens, okay? €99, £79, $99. I think this is a great education package, to be honest with you. And I know a lot of people here, in fact, most people here, were already interested, even before tonight, in moving on with their education. And you've been asking me how to do it. So for all of you asking me how do you get your hands on the membership, there it is. It's as simple as that. Do you like this price, guys? Would you be willing to go on that and progress on with myself and everybody here for that? I would, of course. Oh, brilliant. Yes, I would. Thank you. Brilliant. Everybody say yes, yes, yes. Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Brilliant, guys. Wish I could afford it, says Stephanie. Okay, guys. Well, I have a little bit of good news for you, Liz. I have a little bit of good news for you. We do have a very, very, very special announcement for all of you, okay? Now, we had such an amazing feedback and interest when we announced the competition that between myself and the team and the good old Niall and the guys over in the accounts department, they actually hate us by now, but because of the level and enthusiasm and participation, should I say, we've worked tirelessly to give, or to at least help you guys out as much as we possibly could and give you the skills and educational knowledge. And we've been successful, okay? The company has decided to offer all students on this foundation course a huge, huge discount on our membership. So as you can imagine, this is very, very, very exciting, okay? You've just seen what the regular price is. We have an exclusive discount for everybody with us this month. This is just for you guys, an exclusive discount this month that Shaw Academy are giving you a massive 60% off, guys. That is 60% off the regular price of the membership. So now that breaks down to just $39. I cannot believe myself. I spend more on a few pints on a Friday night, to be honest with you. But that's either €39, £29 or $39 a month, okay? That means you get it for that price. And by the way, just to make you aware, that price is locked in for life. So you will always have that discount as long as you are a member, guys. As long as you join up with us, you are locking that discount in for life. It will always be available for you. You will never have to pay full price, okay? Included in that, as you know, guys, the advanced graphic design, access to all diploma courses, access to all advanced courses, recordings. Another bonus, and I couldn't believe this, guys, is that even with that, you get free toolkits and free diplomas. So you're all going to be doing your exam next week, whatever. Simply take up the offer. You will get your exam for free. So free toolkits and free diplomas on all courses, on everything, guys. And like you see there, you can add 3 free additional users. Few people asking me about that. What this means, anybody out there got a Netflix account, for example? With Netflix, for example, I'm just using the example because it's quite generic. You can watch it on 3 different screens, okay? Same thing here. You can add 3 additional users. So you might have some family, some friends that might benefit from the courses as well. You can actually add these onto your account. All right, and each of these 3 people can then do any courses they want, anything they want at all. You know, they're completely independent from you too, okay? So they don't have to do the courses you are doing. They can do any courses they want to. So maybe you have a partner that might be interested in, for example, social media. Another partner might be more interested in maybe the business side of things. You are interested in design, of course. Why not, you know, maybe if you want to set up a little company for yourselves, why not? You can. And of course, you get access to all of us as educators too, guys. So just to make sure that that is clear for everybody, don't see why it's not. If it's not clear for anybody, all you need to do is type INFO, and we'll get in touch with more details. But I think it's pretty straightforward, everybody. I think it's pretty straightforward. If you're unclear about everything, Jory Cohen says, wow, this is amazing. Okay, it is indeed. Type info, guys. Type INFO. Type info into your question boxes now. If it's still a little bit unclear to anybody, or you're still wondering about it, it basically triggers us, so we'll get information out to you ASAP as well on everything, guys. So INFO, okay, INFO, guys, and we'll trigger that out to you. And like I said, guys, if you check your emails, as well, guys, check your emails too, and you will be able to sign up through there too, guys. So there are emails sent out to you, okay, they're going out in batches, okay, so just to be aware of that. They are going out in batches. So in your emails, check those, click the link, and you can sign up straight away, okay? Just a quick one, like I said, guys, I made you aware. With your membership too, you do get your diplomas and toolkits for free. So for example, after next week, you're all going to be doing your final exam and getting your diploma, otherwise it'll be in vain. With that, you will, of course, as a member now, you will get your exam for free, guys. Okay, simple as that. So, you know, this is okay. A few people saying, I can't believe this deal is even getting better. I agree with you completely as well. I'm flabbergasted there, says Ahmed. Okay, well, I'm not done yet, guys, because this is getting into more a present from me to you guys now, as because you've been brilliant students, really diligent, getting brilliant feedback from you guys on this month's course as well. So I have one more exciting announcement. Okay, you'll hear me getting quite excited, guys, because I love having the opportunity to, you know, educate people and to give that gift to people as well. So, as another little bonus, I've decided to throw in a little early bird of myself. If you join us before the next lesson, join us before next week, next week's lesson 9. You will even get bonus material. There will be bonus material added into your student areas as well, guys. So claim this is what we call an early bird bonus. Sign up before the next lesson, lesson 9. You will also get bonus material into your student area too. Okay. So, okay, I sign up for now. Guys, check your emails, guys. Simply sign in through your emails, okay? So I'm going to throw it out there. Just type in your name if you're going to sign up before lesson 9. Give us a big type in your names there, guys, if you're going to sign up before lesson 9 as well. Okay, yeah, awesome. Says Francesco, Joey, Lucas, Pearl, Everett, Francis, Lisa, Fatima, Jordan, Joel. Okay, I think that's about everybody coming through. Okay, and now, guys, I'm going to do one final thing for you. And this is basically a present from myself personally to you. This has got nothing to do with Shaw Academy or anything else. This is a present from myself, Kevin, to you, the students out there, for sticking with me. I know I've got 2 lessons left as well, guys, so don't worry about that. But like I said, I've been overwhelmed by the students this month and by their responses to how I've taught and to what you've learned from it. So as my personal present to you, as my personal gift to you, okay, and this is, again, I won't get wrong, this is for, people that will have the benefit of this, but everybody will. If you sign up, if you join us, okay, if you become a member within the next 24 hours, so between now and this time tomorrow, guys, if you do that, I'm going to put all your names into a draw. Okay, I'm going to put all those names into a hat, into a draw, and I'm going to pick out a lucky winner from that. And that winner is going to win 6 hours of my personal design time. Okay, of my actual time. So you can get me if you're working on a project, anything you want. I'll give you 6 hours of my personal design time to design you. It could be a logo, it could be a brochure, it could be a newsletter, it could be motion graphics, anything you like, okay? So like I said, if you sign up in the next 24 hours, guys, between this time tomorrow, you will be automatically entered into that draw, and I will announce the winner at the next lesson too, guys. But I will give you 6 hours of my personal design time for anything you like as well. Okay. Amanda is just asking out there, Jesus, Kevin, you're being a little bit too generous. Indeed, Amanda. Just a second, Amanda's going again. Sorry, Amanda, just trying to read your comment there as well. I could have used this, just paid a designer a fortune. Well, yeah, guys, people wondering how much it would be if I was to charge you. Guys, this is valued. People often ask me what's my rates. Guys, 6 hours of my time is worth 480 euros. Of my freelance time to you, that's worth 480 euros to you guys, okay? So if you sign up in the next 24 hours, you will be in the draw. I will announce lucky winner at the next lesson too, guys, and I'll be in touch by email before that too, probably as well, folks, okay? So in the next 24 hours, you will win, one of you out there will win 6 hours of my personal design time, and you can see the value of that too, guys. That's just from me to you to say thanks for this amazing experience so far as well, guys. Okay, so thanks a million. Okay, Ahmed says, oh my God, I was working on a logo and I need help. Well, there you go, Ahmed. Sign up. Okay, the next 24 hours. Okay, your name will be in the hat. Okay. As I say, this is just a personal one for myself, so you guys, nothing to do with Shaw or anything like that. This is from me to you. Me as Kevin to you are my diligent students as well, guys. Okay, so lots and lots of very, very happy people out there. Lots of very, very happy people out there. Like I said, guys, check your emails. You will get them through in batches. If you haven't received them yet, do not worry, they are on the way. You know, do it sooner than later, and you could be in the draw then as well to win 6 hours of me, myself, and Irene, but no, it's just me. Okay. Okay, guys, so like I said, I'm a bit exhausted now. I do get a little bit excited when I can give stuff away to people. So I'm going to take just a little break, take a sip of water. I'll go back then to any questions, folks. Okay, thank you. Okay, let me say here now a second. Okay, a few questions coming through. First of all, by the way, just to let you aware, guys. Okay, the monies you see on the screen, that is euro, pound, and American dollar. You will get the discount offered to you in your local currencies. So just to make you aware, make sure everyone is clear on that. It will come to you in your local currencies as well, guys. Okay. Generally geo pricing, so it will come to you in your local currency. So check your emails for your local currencies too, guys, just to make you aware of that. Beverly Williams says, thanks for another great lesson. Thank you very much, Beverly. Okay. Okay, just a second now. Evelyn is asking, when's the next AGD course? Okay, our courses run over 12 weeks, Evelyn, but they're divided up into sort of semesters, so 4 by 4 by 4. So it means you can jump in any month, Evelyn, okay? You can either catch up, or you can jump in and then sort of revert back around again, if that makes sense. So like I said, they run in sort of 3 semesters. Of the overall course then is over 12 weeks. So it's semesters of 4 weeks apiece. So it's consistently rolling around. It means you can jump in at any stage you want as well. Okay. Yeah, just a second now, guys. Sorry if I'm missing questions, folks. My question box is going berserk here with people signing up as well. All right. Okay, Michael says, thank you for the email. Just signed up. Very simple. You're more than welcome, Michael. I'm glad you got in there straight away. And you're down in the draw, of course. So I could be working with you very, very shortly myself personally. Okay. Sarah is asking, do you know, just a second as well, about adding courses? Okay, Sarah, if you send us through an email, we'll sort that out for you as well, Sarah. By the way, guys, yeah, once you become a member and sign up, you can simply start adding courses. You click on the add course button, you can start adding courses. If you want to add some more students, simply click on the add student button and you can then add in any other students that you want to. It is very, very, very straightforward, guys. Okay, it's very, very straightforward. Just give me a second to see how straightforward it is. Okay. Let's see if I can manage this here. No, that's not going to work for me. Okay, guys, so just give me a second here again. Sorry, but your questions are absolutely flying through there as well. Okay. Heart is going like a dinger, says okay. Pearl is saying, do we have access to these videos from this course at the end of the course? Pearl, okay, yeah, you will have access to these videos for 12 days after the final lesson, which will be next week. Okay, so 12 days after the final lesson. If you join us, if you join up with us though, you will have unlimited access. They will never run out. So as long as you're a member with us, okay, your access to videos will never expire. So whether it's this course or you're taking 6 months time, it doesn't matter. They will always be there for you as long as you are a member as well, guys. Okay, so just to make you aware of that as well. Andrew is saying, what did you mean we can just jump into the course? Yeah, the way it's spread out, Andrew, so we cover the different topics. We cover okay, excuse me for a second. We cover the different topics. So Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign, and of course a lot more theory as well on top of that. But the way it's spaced out is that you can do them in individual semesters as well. Okay, and if you want, you can, of course, once it's added to your account, you can, of course, catch up to if that is your want. But you can simply continue on then as well. All right. Okay. Just a second now. Hang on, people asking just a second now. Is there a limited time for this? Okay, guys, if you check your screen, okay, Sunday, November 13th. The offer does expire Sunday week, essentially, guys. But like I said, sign up today. You will be into the draw to win that prize for myself. Sign up for the next class. You will also get extra bonus material. But the offer does expire Sunday week, guys. It does expire Sunday week. And by the way, for everybody that signs up, okay, because, of course, moving on to the advanced course, we try to keep the numbers a lot more limited so that I can give you much more much more feedback and work with you each individually too. You know, we do have limited places on those advanced courses, so essentially there's first come first serve for the first rung of it as well, guys. So just to make you aware of that, if you want to get in there, I would advise do it sooner than later. Okay, it is simple as that. Sabrina is asking if I can make the live classes, can I still do the course? Of course you can, Sabrina. Once you're registered, it will be in, the recordings will be in your student area. There's no problem with that, just like this. Once you're registered for the course, the recordings will automatically go into your student area as well, so you can catch up with the on-demand ones as well. There's no problem with that as well. Okay, just a second. Jordan is saying, haven't received the email yet, but I will wait. Yeah, guys, don't worry, the emails should be going out in batches. If you haven't received them right now, they'll be with you very, very, very shortly as well, guys. Okay, so don't worry about that. They are on the way. Okay, Hannah is asking, is there a minimum time I have to be a member? Hannah, no. Okay, there's no contracts. You can do it month by month if you wish. Okay, there's no such thing as signing up for 6 months or 12 months. You can sign up for month by month if you wish. If you do choose to cancel or leave your membership, you can simply cancel in your member area. Simply, there's a button there for you. You simply click the button. So if you do wish, you can do that. But just a little word to you as well. If you sign up before November 13th, okay, and claim that 60% discount, if you do choose to leave us for any which way reason you do, I don't see why you would, but then once you become a member with us once for that discounted price, you can rejoin at that discounted price. So what you can do, what I'm saying, guys, is you can lock in that offer right now. You can lock in the offer right now, and you will never, ever, ever, ever pay more than that, even if you choose to lose or leave us and come back as well, guys. Just to make you aware of that, making sure everybody understands that. Okay, just a second now. Ala says, I'm really happy with this experience. Thank you, Shala. You're very, very good. Okay. Okay, Monique is asking, with the 3 additional users, I assume they are not changeable. Well, you assumed wrong, Monique. You can, in fact, change them. So you can simply have any 3 people you want on your account at the same time. They will each have their own individual access, but you can chop and change these members as well. Okay, so if maybe one of your other friends wants to do a course for a month, you can maybe take out someone else and put them in. So you can chop and change, and you can have basically just up to 3, but you can pick and choose all of those as well. Okay. All right, just a second now as well. Sorry guys if I'm missing questions, getting to as many as I can here. Lots of people typing in, thanking me very much, and I do appreciate it, guys. Thanks for the brilliant feedback. Lots of excitement. Okay, thanks Cormac as well. Thanks a million yourself, man. Okay, Barry said that clarifies my question. Okay, brilliant, brilliant. Just a second. Michelle says, what if my course here in Shaw is done? Can I still have access to view the recordings? Yeah, even if the course is finished, Michelle, if you're still a member with us, you still have access to the recordings. If you're not a member with us, Michelle, your recordings, your access to those recordings does expire after 12 days. But as a member, no matter when you do the course, you'll always have access to those recordings. All right? Just a second now as well. Shaw is, oh my God. Andrew Simpson has just said Shaw is honestly the best place on the planet, hands down. Thank you very much for that, Andrew. I'll pass it on as well. Jory is asking, how many courses can you take at the same time? As many as you like, Jory. But obviously you can't be in 2 places at the one time. So you might have to maybe watch one on demand or maybe go attend some live. But you can add as many courses as you want into your members area, and then they will always be there for you. They will always be there for you then, Jory, okay? Excuse me if I pronounce your name correctly. Moralidar, excuse me about that again, is asking, do each of the 3 students get all the courses for free? Yes, okay, just to reiterate, those 3 other additional members, and by the way guys, you don't have to add in 3 more members, it's just a little bonus, so you don't have to add them in, but they can do, yes, they can do any course they want for free as well, either the foundation or the advanced, either or, okay, it's as simple as that. Marina says, I'm going to use that discount. You're more than welcome, Marina. Thanks very much for that. Okay. Just a second now. Thanks for all the great lessons and the surprises, says Peter. You're more than welcome. Thank you very much. Okay, another 5 stars, says Nikki Hayes. Thanks very much, Nikki. I appreciate it. By the way, guys, quick reminder, don't forget when you leave the webinar, you'll be asked to judge it on my delivery and the content. If you enjoyed it, I would appreciate a big high five, guys. A big high five, and thank you for your feedback so far. Okay, just a second now as well. Okay, Rebecca is asking, do you have to add the other members all at once, or can you add them at later times? Anytime you want, Rebecca, it does not matter. You have complete control. I mean, you can add nobody for now, or you can add maybe one person, you can add another person later on, another person later on. It doesn't matter. You've got complete control over that as well. Okay, David Brady is asking, are all courses live or are there on-demand courses? There are some on-demand courses as well, David, which you can access obviously straight away. So once you can remember, you can literally download them, get them into your account straight away as well, David. Obviously, and then for any of the live ones, your recordings will be put into your area too as well. Okay. Yeah, people asking, don't forget, guys, check your emails for the discount offer, for the 60% off discount offer in your own currency as well, guys. So your emails will be in your own currency. People wondering about that as well. Okay, okay. Pearl has just said, wow, adding 3 users mean it's only $10 a month. Indeed, it is simple as that. So yeah, if you add 3 other users, share the costs, you're bringing it down to $10 a month. I mean, like I said, I would spend more on a cup of coffee and a donut on my way to work over here most mornings, to be honest with you. So you're getting education, and the best quality education you can get for $10 a month, if that's the way you want to look at it. It is simple as that, yeah. Okay, just a second, guys. I do apologize again if I'm missing questions. Okay, Rebecca is saying, thank you, really enjoyed that lesson. Thank you for all the bonuses. I could never have afforded the advanced course without it. Well, like I said, Rebecca, I'm delighted. And, you know, you're exactly the type of student I'm delighted for, because it gives people the opportunity that mightn't have the resources. Now it's there for you. There's absolutely, you know, no excuse now. It's there to be shared. And like I said, Pearl was saying there, if you want to even split that membership between your family or friends, you know, you can even break down that cost even more, guys. Just to make you aware, like I said before this, our advanced courses retailed for in the region, I think it was €1,200. And like, guys, they were well worth it. They were well worth it. But you can do it now for less than 1/10 of that cost. Okay, you can do it for less than 1/10 of that cost as well, guys. So it's absolutely unbelievable. All right. Those are some expensive donuts and coffee you get for breakfast, says Ahmed. Ahmed, I've got good taste, Ahmed. You know, what can I say? I've got expensive taste. Okay, just a second now. Lama is asking, do I have to renew the membership each month, or can I skip a month and renew it the one after? Okay, Lama, if you want to, okay, it will be self-renewing, okay, but if you want to simply cancel your membership any month, simply go into your student area, click the cancel button, and then you can rejoin again if you so wish at that discounted rate, as long as you sign up before November 13th. As long as you sign up before November 13th, you will get that discounted rate. All right? Okay. Okay, guys. Just a second now as well. Anu says, received the email. Thank you very much. You're more than welcome, Anu. I hope you get on board. Basi says, you guys are wonderful. Thank you. Anna says, who wouldn't take up this offer? It's incredible. Okay, Anna Hoskin, thanks very much for that. It is indeed. Just a second now. Just for after join. Sorry, guys, if I'm missing some of these, I'm just getting to you now. Okay, hang on a second now. Cool. Okay, sorry, guys. My question box, and again, if Will is out there wondering, my question box is going berserk here in case I'm missing questions. So I do apologize for that. But again, who else is out there as well? Alana says, "Thank you for the email. Just signed up, adding courses as we speak." Well, delighted for you, Alana. Absolutely delighted for you, and welcome on board as well. And as I said, Alana, you are now in the draw. So if you've got any design projects that I can work on for you, you will be entered into that draw as well. So well done on that. And like I said, we'll be in touch and announcing the winner of that at the next lesson too, guys. So thanks a million for that. Just a second as well. Anna, I'm missing your question. Like I said, I'm missing some students' question. If you can get that through to me again, Anna, I'd appreciate it. Just a second. Is it correct? Sorry guys, I'm missing some people's questions there as well. Hannah again is asking, do I have to choose 3 people when I sign up, or can I do it later? You can do it anytime you want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So anytime you want. You don't have to do it right now. Okay, just a second now as well. Okay, Anna Lindsay, the strong one. How much did the exam cost, Anna? Or who's that? Anna Lindsay is asking. Anna Lindsay is asking. Okay, the exam if for non-members, Anna, is €19. Okay, but if you simply become a member, you'll get your exam for free. So you can become a member for €39. Okay, and then and basically get your exam for free. So it's a bit of a no-brainer. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, and again, thank you. Just a second as well. Will you include some slides into lesson 3 and 6? Anna, lessons 3 and 6 were on demand and completely practical, Anna. Okay, so hence there isn't the slides for those, Anna. They were obviously strictly just using the software. Okay, and they were essentially the on demand or essentially bonus lessons for you guys as well. Okay, just a second, Anna. Another one there again. Can I claim my bonus videos if I'm already a member as well? Yeah, okay, Anna. You send me an email, I'll get those out to you too, and I'll see what I can do about that. So if you send through an email, by the way, guys, again to the graphic.design@academy, thank you very much for that. Okay. Okay, just a second now. Okay, Sabrina. Okay, guys, again, don't worry, the emails are getting to you. I can see they are going out in batches. Some people are getting them, some people aren't, but they are on the way right now. Okay, so should be with you very, very shortly. Florence Mitchell says, just joined. Thank you very much. Okay, Florence, you're welcome on board. Looking forward to seeing you soon as well. Just a second. Leva or Eva saying, once the advanced course starts, I'll be done in 12 consecutive weeks. Indeed. Yep. That is it. Okay, so 12 weeks, the advanced courses run over. Okay, and like I said, they can run modules or you can catch up. There's a few different options. Okay. Okay, just a second now. Christy. I need help because I've been multi-minute. I want you to the courses in English. Just a second, Christy. I'm missing your question. You're saying something about, you're just gone by there, Christy. Something about Portuguese. I just missed your question. So if you send us through an email to the graphic.design@academy as well. Okay, just a second now. Oh yeah, okay, Christy. I just saw your thing that you will be able to add. And yeah, the courses you should be able to add in English too. There's no problem at all with that. Simply log in and select your courses and select your language of preference as well, Christy, okay? Okay, just a second. Fatima is asking, can we have the videos still if the membership is finished? Fatima, for non-members, your access to the videos will run out after 12 days. Okay, so as simple as that. As members, you will have infinite, unlimited access to them. All right? Okay. Woohoo, got my email, so here goes, says Pearl. Okay, Pearl, thanks a million for that. You're brilliant. Okay. Okay, Christy again. So if you send us an email to the graphic.design email, Christy, we'll see if we can sort that out for you as well. If you're having issues with your account, we'll try and sort that out for you as well, okay? Just a second now. Okay, again, sorry guys if my questions is going a bit nuts here still. I'm trying to get to as many as I possibly can, guys, so excuse me. Okay, Lisa Jones, going back to science lesson, do we need to do anything other than the assignment? No, there's no practical yet, Lisa, okay, for this one, alright? If you want to do, I did give you a little assignment, an optional one for lesson 7, Lisa, the typography, if you want to have a go at that, creating a typographic image, but no assignment for tonight, and your weekly assignment will be available for you on Friday in your student login area as well, Lisa, okay? That's just your question answer assignment. If you want to have a go at the typography assignment to get those through to me too, or the hashtag show graphic, we can have a look at those too, Lisa, okay? Just a second now as well. Okay, Anna, signing up for the advanced course. Okay, Anna, as well, if you send us through an email about that. Once you signed up, Anna, send us an email and we can get that put in there for you as well, Anna. Okay? If it's not coming up for you straight away, depending, some regions seem to have some issues with access. So if you send us through a quick email, we can get that sorted for you as well, Anna. Okay? Tamina is saying, so if I join now, every month I get the discounted amount. Yes, indeed, Tamini, that's what it means. So if you join now, this every month you get that 60% off. Just to make that clear for everybody, by the way. Yeah, so you do, if you join before November 13th, join now, you will get that same discount every month. You're never, ever, ever going to be asked to pay more, okay? Okay, guys, that's really awesome, says Tamina. It is indeed. I agree with you. Okay, just a second. Christy as well. Christy, I'm just going to get the guys. If Will or Naveen can send on Christy their direct email there. Thank you very much. Shanae, amazing every time. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Shanae. I really appreciate it. Susanna, is it really life? That's a bit of a metaphysical question there, Susanna. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but if you can ask me again, I just missed your question. Is it really life? I'm not sure what that means. Oh, this as in you will always get this offer at the same price. Yeah, I think if that's what you mean, that is true. Yeah. Just a second. Yeah, okay. And again, just a quick one for you guys. There seem to be some audio issues with lesson 7 with recording. That will be rectified tomorrow as well, guys. Just make you aware of that too. Okay. Okay, just a second. I think we are nearly there now as well. Okay. Again, we are running over a little bit, guys. I'm conscious of that. So any other questions on tonight's lesson? If I missed it, guys, and again, there was lots of them coming through, guys, so I do apologize if I missed any lesson or any other questions on tonight's lesson. As usual, please send them through to the graphic.design@shawacademy.com as well, guys, and we'll get to them too. Okay? Just a second now. Anna Lindsay is very happy out there. Susanna is saying, just thought you were imagining some questions, and I'm afraid not, Susanna. I'm trying to get through as many as I possibly can, so thanks very much for that. Brett says, I'm looking for assignments. There's only webinar recordings. Okay, Brett, if you toggle over, okay, onto the other side, there's a little toggle there that you can see assignments. They're just optional, but they're good practice for your final exam, Brett, okay? Just to make you aware of that. There's assignments released at the end of every week, so they're there for you too. They should be in your student login area too if you toggle over to them. Okay, just a second now. Jory is asking, so does the advanced course start as soon as this course ends? Yeah, Jory, basically what you can do, because it's over 3 semesters, you can jump in on any semester. That's the way it's basically created. So we go through a semester of essentially Photoshop, Illustrator, and then InDesign, and basically some more theory on each of the topics too. But basically the way it's structured means you can jump in at any semester, okay, if that makes sense. So yes, you can start whenever this course ends as well, all right? David Brady. Okay, David, I'll tell you what, not sure about that one, David. I'll get the guys in touch with you there, so let me just set that. So David Brady out there. And again, Dave, if you send us through a quick email about that, we'll get back to you as soon as we can. If you can't accidentally asking for prize membership. Okay, make sure just registered. Okay, David, sorry, I'm not sure about that one, David. Okay, I'll have to check that for you. I don't have the technical done thing there for you. Oh, I think you just got sorted. Very good. Okay, on the ball there. Brett says, I thought they're compulsory. No problem, Brett. No, not at all. You're fine with that. Lisa says, always a great lesson. Thank you, loving the course so much. Have a great weekend. Indeed yourselves. Okay, brilliant. Just a second. How will we do out exam? Is it theory or practical? Your final exam, Roxanne, is 100 multiple choice questions. So 100 multiple choice questions online. Okay? Okay, just a second. Sorry, I see. Thanks for a great lesson, says Alisa. You're more than welcome, Alisa. Thanks very much. Okay, just a second now. So guys, are we nearly there? Is that nearly it for now? I'm conscious of keeping everybody late, especially since hour changes and things like that, folks. So just, if I did miss any questions, as I said, please send through the graphic.design@shawacademy. And for anybody just wondering or needing more information, I think I've made it as clear as I possibly could. But if you do a quick info, that's INFO, into your question boxes right now too, it will trigger us to get in touch with you to sort any other issues out with you guys or answer any outstanding questions. Okay. Okay, just a second now. And again, like I said, guys, the email should be through to you very, very, very shortly. It's gone to most of you out there as well. But it should be through to you very, very shortly as well, guys. Okay, so just stay with us there, guys. It'll be through to you literally in the next few minutes, I would imagine. Okay, just a second now. Hang on, it's just one or two questions there now as well. How can we price our works? I think you're talking about pricing your design skills, Llama, or deciding how to price for clients. That is something we look at in the advanced course, Llama, when you get into freelancing and things like that, how to actually put monetary values on the time you put in. Christy, again, just a second now as well, of the language. Okay, Christy, again, just a second. Give me 1 second, Christy. I apologize now. If I can get to you. So, excuse me, guys, I'm typing here. And again, okay, our info's coming through there. That's great, guys. I hear some people are getting sleepy, so hang on. Right, really. There we go, Christy. Okay, if you send us through an email there, thank you very much for that. Tamina is saying next class will be at UK time or Dublin time. Tamina, though UK and Dublin time are the same, so it'll be the same as tonight's class or today's class, Tamina. Okay. Okay, just a second now as well. Janice is saying he's waiting on the email. Janice, it should be with you very, 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 very shortly. I mean, so please bear with us. We'll be there. Like I said, guys, okay, your emails will be through to you very shortly. They're going out in batches. Okay, so I think our system's under pressure with the amount of interest. So this is great, and I'm delighted for everybody out there too, guys. Okay, but I think if that is nearly it for tonight now, and again, if I did miss any questions on anything at all on tonight's topics or anything at all, please send me through that email to graphic.design@shawacademy. Just a second, I think that is nearly it, Christy. Yeah, you send me that through, send me that email through, Christy. We'll have a look at that for you. And I think that is nearly it, guys. Okay, I think that's nearly it, guys, for tonight. So no, it doesn't seem to be anything else coming through there. So like I said, please get in touch with the email. Like I said, join up the next 24 hours, folks. You will get 6 hours of my extremely valuable time, guys, to design anything you want for you. Anything you want for you, sign up before the next class, and you will, of course, get that bonus material. Okay, so very exciting. Delighted to see such interest, guys. Delighted there's so many coming on board at the advanced course. So do get in there while the places are there, folks. Get in there just to avoid disappointment. It's as simple as that. And I very much look forward to working with you. And not just that, don't forget, guys, next week we're going to be looking at more design for the web with Photoshop, introducing InDesign, and designing business cards and setting up for print and all of those other details too, folks. So very much looking forward to next week's classes too, guys. I'll see you back here for that. We have ran over a little bit there, guys, now, so I do apologize for that, but thanks for bearing with us. I was just getting a little bit excited about everything. Thank you very much for bearing with us, and I'll see you all very soon, guys. Okay, so thanks for now, and this is Kevin, and I am designing off. Good night, guys. Bye-bye.